Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome back to the Minecraft 2025 Let's Play Adventure, where today we are heading back to the Nether. It's gonna be a grueling one, it's gonna be a grindy one, it's gonna be a one where we spend an entire day collecting stone. Wait a minute, hold on, no, the portal I wanted to go through was up there. What have I don't know why I did this. I don't know why this was the course of action I chose to take. This was a mistake. Let me get back up there real quick. Actually, now that I think about it, there was something I said I was going to do that I really want to do. So we're going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to grab 4, maybe 6 of these, and we're going to take them with us. Mind you, we've got to go. You got to go. No sirree. We do not tolerate that type of behavior around these parts. We do not have pigmen wandering around. Not anymore. Not anymore. We used to. We used to do that. We don't tolerate that anymore. Also, there's a wall there now. I had forgotten. But what we need to do is we need to create a warm little bed for our friend to hang out in. We also need to cap all of these off, but I'm not going to cap them off with the Blackstone anymore, because that's needed for a different project. So if every, one we collect needs to go to cover the floor, we're just not going to do that. What I am going to do is dig out a space here. Nice little 2 by 3. We're going to fill it up with lava. And then fortunately, once we've done that, all of these will compress together and tuck away in the side. Where are you at there, friend? I think we left him somewhere in here. Yeah. You're not allowed to stay here anymore, because you're technically outside of our territory. Like, you're still within our territory, but you're outside of what would be considered home base. So where we need you to go is right over here, and trust me, you're gonna love it. This is what you are gonna be all about, bud. Yes, sirree. That was dumb on my part. That was a mistake. I didn't mean for that to happen. There is lava right there. There's literally, all you have to do is take a step towards me. Come on. Come on. Come on, right here. Right, look at me. Look at me. You can do it. There you go. Whatever. If you don't want to be in the lava, that's your fault. That's your problem. Right, we're back here today to collect more of this lovely Blackstone, and we're going to be carting that back to our home. And this chest is going to contain random bits and bobs, as well as all the Blackstone we're going to collect. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to just start collecting. And if I think of a conversation topic, we'll have that conversation. But otherwise, this might end up being a very short episode for all of you, in which I don't seem to say anything, because I'm just hyper-focused on collecting Blackstone. We might very well have a cut here that just goes to the end of the episode. And you'll think, wow, that was 30 seconds of my time. For you, it will be. For you, it will be. For me, it will have been hours of my life. Did I follow the vein all the way back here? Oh my gosh, I did. I didn't realize that that's how I'd gotten up here. Okay, well, we'll return to this later. I'm going to focus on this down here for now. You know what would be helpful right now is haste. The only issue with that is that it would necessitate that I dig a massive tunnel, like... How do I get back out of this place? What have I done? How the heck do I get out of here? Goodness me, what have I done? There we go. Okay, if I wanted to have one... Oh my gosh! Get away from me! I have to dig it... We've talked about this. We have to dig all the way up. And that's going to take a long time, depending on where we start from. If we start over here, maybe not quite so long. But this might be too far... Well, there's plenty of Blackstone around here, actually, that I could mine out. I guess. Yeah, there's actually a lot of Blackstone. And there's probably more all up in these walls. Wait a second, let me just have a look here. Right, I don't need like a full-scale one, I just need a small one. Maybe right here? Is this kind of more or less centered up? There we go. Alright, let's just go up as high as we can. And we'll kind of see what the situation is up there. This is risky, because, oh, bedrock. Question now is, whether or not there's any more, like, blocks above this, which could be the case we know? The fastest way to find out would be to just build the beacon. And then we could, experiment. We could test. I don't know. It seems like we might be clear. It seems like it might be clear. So, like, right up there, I don't think it's possible for there to be any more. Are we gonna do this? Are we actually gonna do this? Because I feel like we are actually gonna do this. Haste is all we need, so there's no reason to go overboard with it. We just need haste. I just need... 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. 3 of these. Heaven knows we've got plenty. You know what I just realized? We should be fighting an Ender Dragon. Well, it's not like it's the first time I've forgotten, am I right? All right. I'm pretty sure it is not, in fact. Okay, that, and then that, and then we just wait patiently. Just give it a little bit of time. We do have a bunker back here for some reason. I know the explosion is not that big. I think we'll be okay. There we go. Come here, you. Come here, you filthy creature. It'd be horrible if it actually managed to escape and we had to, like, hunt it down, but fortunately it just never will. And we just need 3 of these, 5 of those, 1 of these, something to activate it. There we go. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, we will need these as well. That's plenty. That's probably too much, to be honest. I can see a future where we go all the way down to bedrock, you know, dig the tunnel out properly, and we do the whole thing. We build the whole full-sized pyramid. But not today, because today we just want to dig a little faster. Come here, you. You coming down. Jump boost would be nice as well, but I'm not going back through all of that again just to get jump boost today. It would be nice. Where did I dig out the hole? Right here? I think it was right here. Hold on, wait. No. Right there. That's it right there. On top of this one. Nope. Okay. Maybe this one? Hey! Oh, geez. Yeah, and a shocking twist to no one, there is lava in the nether. Who would have guessed? I hear him. I hear him jumping around behind me. I know at some point he's going to come over here and try to get me. I've kind of come to terms with that. I've accepted that fate. When he gets over here, I'll deal with him. Till then, I'm going to ignore him. Okay, well, that was, as it happens, not enough iron. Definitely need more. It's unfortunate. Those back in there, and we really barely have the inventory strength for this. Let's get our inventory space. We'll leave the door open. It can't get in. What I'm thinking now, though, is that are we going to go get 5 more beacons, you know? Get a couple more stacks here, and we will head back to the old roof of the nether to do this again. By which I mean we'll go to the roof of the nether, and then we'll go back to the overworld, and then we'll go to the end, where we're actually going to do the task. You know what I was just thinking about? And this is something I haven't thought about in a really long time. But for the longest time, the citizens of, I want to say, Oregon and New Jersey were not allowed to pump their own gas. And if you're a resident of the other 48 states, that sounds preposterous, right? You might every so often find a gas station that has attendants in these other states, you know, like are optional. Typically you won't. But what's interesting is that in those 2 states, the people who live in those 2 states, I believe it was Oregon, I want to say, that legalized, at least in some places, people pumping their own gas. And the citizens of those states lost their minds. And this is an interesting thing about the human psyche and about a certain type of person. You know the type I'm talking about. The type that you'll find in places like Oregon and New Jersey. Idiots. Once they are convinced of something, the idea that something could be any other way is preposterous to them. So, I think it was a PKA clip I watched where they were reading, like, reviews and Facebook comments from people who had grown up in Oregon who were like, I can't pump my own gas, it's dangerous! And it's so funny to think about. Something that is mundane for the rest of us in the other 48 states. Something that most people do, if not, you know, a couple times a week, in some cases every day. This super simple, easy, safe, pedestrian task. They're like, this is dangerous! I'm gonna die doing this! I don't know how to pump gas! This should be left to experts! Meanwhile, like, the rest of the country, millions of other people living in the rest of the states are like, experts? The idea that someone can be an expert at pumping gas is so laughably absurd to me. It doesn't even make sense. I can't even comprehend someone being a professional gas pumper. You put the thing in the gas tank, you put it in the hole, you stick the long rod into the hole, and you activate it. That's it. That's how simple it. Pumping gas. A child could do it. Not only that, I've done it as a child, as a little kid. I remember being maybe 5 or 6 years old and asking my mom, the first thing she did was, you know, we lived in a small town growing up. She would send me inside with a $10 bill or a $20 bill and say, like, tell them we want X amount on pump 3. and she knew the lady that run the store, so she, never more than 25 feet apart, but she'd watch me go in, I'd go up to the counter, I'd be like, 25 on pump 3, or whatever it was, and she'd say, okay, and then I'd go back outside, and I remember her being like, do you want to pump the gas? And I'd be like, yes, please! And she taught me how to use the gas pump. I think that's important, like, life lessons for kids. Because I had some friends growing up. One friend in particular I'm thinking of right now, who was unable to figure out how to work the gas pump right after they got their license. I remember them taking me for a ride, and they were like, how do I put gas in this? I was like, you just work the pump. And they're like, I don't know how to do that. And I was like, oh my gosh, did your parents not teach you? The point I'm making is that at a young age, as a small child, and of course, as I got more into my teen years, it was basically expected. You know, my mom was like, go, it's hot, go pay for the gas, and then start pumping. You know, she's like, I'm not doing this. This is your job, son. Go get the job done. You know, it's just like such this basic task that anyone can do it. But if you've been raised, probably brainwashed, I guarantee you. I don't know this, so I guess I shouldn't guarantee. But my assumption is that there was probably a lobby. There was probably lobbyists. There was probably a gas pumpers union that lobbied the state government and spread false propaganda. In fact, you know what? I'm willing to say this is almost certainly the case. These lobbyists probably existed who spread this false information about how dangerous it was to pump your own gas. I've never lived in Oregon. I don't live in New Jersey. I never will live in either of those places. I like my freedoms and my liberties and my sane people, thank you. I don't want to be around a bunch of people who genuinely believe it's unsafe to pump their own gas. But if you live in those places, let me know whether or not you've seen ads on television advertising your state government wants to put you at risk. Your local congressmen and representatives want your grandmother to die trying to pump gasoline. The average human being was not meant to pump gasoline. This is a task for your union workers who are experts. Imagine being a gas pumping expert. It's such a preposterous concept. But if you live in those places, please let me know if ads like that existed. I would love to know. I'd love to know what the lobbyists who are pushing for professional gas pumpers are up to now. I just I cannot comprehend the concept. Imagine how infantile your population has to be to believe that they are incapable of pumping their own gas. This is a population of people who are not physically disabled. This is a population of people who are just mentally deficient, who are demanding someone else be like, I can't do this myself! You can. I promise you, if you live in one of these places, if you live in one of these cruddy places, I promise you, you absolutely do in fact have the ability to do this yourself. It's not hard. You can do it. So that's going to be haste 2 right there. Done. We are now supercharged. I just can't comprehend it. I cannot be... These are the sorts of sheeple, though, right? Like, if you ever wondered, you know, certain political candidates get elected, you look at the politics in these states, and you wonder, what type of population? It's a population that has been so genuinely, sincerely, and completely brainwashed to believe that they are not capable of pumping their own gas. And then they just think that, well, I guess I need the government to care for me. That's how you... If you've ever wondered, how do you get these people who will so willingly, joyfully hand over their rights, their freedoms, and their liberties to a government to effectively, you know, treat them like infants and coddle them? You start by telling them you can't pump your own gas. Well, everyone else in the country does it. No. You need the government to hold your hand and pump your gas. We're going to work with the private sector, you know, people who lobby us, and we're going to make sure that there are professionals to pump gas for you. Because God forbid you be an adult with a functioning brain who can pump your own gas. And then you get the dumbing down of the populace, you get the election of increasingly stupider and worse candidates, and you end up living in some godforsaken hellhole, like New Jersey. Some hellish wasteland like New Jersey or... whatever. Oh, that was easy. That's all of them right there. Some hellish wasteland like New Jersey or Oregon. There you go. Anytime you meet someone from a state, you just remember, when you meet someone from one of those 2 states, I think it's New Jersey. It might not be Oregon. It might be Washington as well, but I'm pretty sure it was Oregon. I'm gonna have to cut all of the times I've said Oregon and replace it with, like, Washington. Or whatever other state. Anytime you meet one of those people and you engage with them and you speak with them, just remember you're talking to someone from a state where they are too mentally deficient and incapable of doing basic tasks themselves. I've seen people cope. I've seen the argument be like, well, I'm glad I don't live in a state where I have to pump my own gas. No. We're not falling for that. We're not falling for that here. We know darn well it's because you're incapable and incompetent. Don't pretend otherwise. Don't stand there and be like, we don't have to. Yeah, it's because you're not allowed, because you're too stupid. We know better. We're not falling for that. By the way, if you're a viewer in Oregon or New Jersey, I'm sure that you are intelligent enough to pump your own gas. You're watching this content, so you must be a cut above the rest. But, by the way, we need to get the rest of these activated. So we've already got haste on this one. So you will just, we're just going to go through these in reverse order. You're going to go ahead, or actually, no, we'll do speed 2. We'll do speed 2 on this one. You're going to be jump boost 2. You will be resistance 2. You will be strength 2. And really, we just need you to be regeneration, but I guess we'll make you also haste. That's good, because if we get a little far away, like 1 block too far away, we'll still have regular haste. So that'll be nice. Whee! Alright, we're living in a much better world here already. At least that added some meat to the episode. You know, the episode's not going to be so short. The only problem now is, I'm pretty sure all of our mining operation over here is far enough away from that it's no longer going to get the effect. No, it's still good right now. Well, let's see how much faster this is. Let's see how much quicker we are to mine this out. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, sweet, 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 sweet baby. This is vastly improved. The only problem now is going to be finding lava pockets and having to deal with those in, like, quick time. Maybe I should just put this in my offhand and just be ready. Oh, heavens! Oh. Nope. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. Well, how do I get back out of this situation now? Yeah, I must be close because I've still got the effect applied and should only go 50 blocks down. So I didn't fall that far. I can see home portal right above me. Oh my gosh! What are the odds? No! It breaks them as well, and that makes me sad. So we've just lost some. Oh jeez, I thought it was dissipated enough. What? Oh no! Stop that behavior! Stop it! Stop it! You got what was coming to you. Oh, he dropped his disc. That's an epic find. I wish I had space in my inventory for it. I just cleared this area out. How are you both already here? It's a little bit difficult when you're this fast to be precise, so I've definitely collected some things that aren't exactly what we're here for. And that's okay. Bro, this is the thickest vein I found. Pocket, I guess? Maybe not vein? There's so much of it right here. This is amazing. Man, what an epic find. No. Jeez, I almost just fell down that same shaft again, I'm pretty sure. Alright. They're not completely full of the stone that I wanted, but they are completely full. This guy's doing much happier. We've got a full-fledged beacon here now, and we are done with today's episode. Till next time, thank you folks for watching, God bless you, and I'll see you later. Goodbye!